What's up, Abel? It's a beautiful, sunny autumn day, and we're at the dog park once again. Mercury's doing her thing, and she's, running around, happy that she gets to be on her own again, off the leash. After her surgery, she got spayed, and we couldn't really exercise as we usually do until she recovered, although she really did want to run around. But nevertheless, we're enjoying some of that sun that we are now going to get less of. We're trying to bask in it. We're trying to absorb as much energy as it's willing to give us. And we've had a lot of thoughts about the importance of sobriety. We've actually just posted a reflection today about that. One of the aspects of sobriety for me, specifically when it comes to alcohol, because you could be sober with specific substances, right? There's people who don't drink coffee, and so this is my thinking on it, right? You could be sober off of coffee, whatever. You can be sober off of alcohol, kind of like how I am. I don't engage in alcohol consumption very often. Very rarely do I do, and this past weekend I did, and as a result, my skin is showing those effects. I do break out when I do drink, and it's like every time I'm reminded, bitch, why did I do that? Never mind the hangover, never mind the headaches, the hunger pangs that I get. Really what bothers me is that I get pimples. My skin has always been a place of contention for me, and to have even one blemish is to understand that I did not care enough for my body days prior. So it puts me in a place of reflection. It puts me in a place of evaluation. I'm looking at Mercury, and she's just like having a wonderful time. You can tell that she's smiling. She feels great about where she's at. She's like, damn, I get to enjoy this every day. But yeah, the skin has always been a place of pride. Now that I have beautiful, gorgeous, luminous skin, and whenever it's blemished, I do feel a little threat of sadness, of insecurity, because it's not fun. And I'm growing a beard out. It needs a little shape up, but we're growing everything out. We're growing the hair, we're growing the beard out of a spiritual calling, I would say. But yeah, sobriety has been very important on this journey, and learning that sobriety can look very different to us. It's important for us to understand that it's not in contrast to addiction or dependency, right? But it's really about having a clear mind. A clear and concise mind, so that we're able to execute tasks like these, in order to reflect thoroughly, in order to have these conversations with us and be eloquent with the expression of thought. It's not that easy whenever we're smoking pot, and I will say, just to be very upfront, the frequent use of pot is what I'm referring to, of weed, of marijuana, you know what I'm saying, a little bud, a joint. That is what I am referring to. I started using or smoking when I was 26. At the late age of 26, and that doesn't mean that I didn't smoke before. I smoked maybe once or twice when I was 21. Was like, this isn't for me. I feel like I'm gonna die. I feel paranoid. I feel like I can't even walk myself in certain. It wasn't great, the experiences that I had back then, and I stopped it. And then the pandemic hit. And I was able to explore dosing. I was able to explore edibles and really get in the swing of using weed in order to change the physical nature of my life, I was able to remove the pain that I felt whenever I worked out, and so I was able to transform my body. Check out my Instagram so you can see, what the body looks like now. I have posted before and after, or kind of like a check-in of where I'm at, where I used to be. And it also allowed me to explore this world from a different perspective, a perspective of novelty, a perspective of appreciation for the beauty of my life. It allowed or paved the space for gratitude. Gratitude came easier because I was able to smoke a little bit, because I had an edible, because it opened my mind up to the state of my life. It gave me the truth, And we're almost 3 years into smoking with frequency and having some edibles here and there. And it's no longer serving us. And there's a part of us that's like, damn, it's no longer serving us. It's not giving us it's not giving what it was supposed to give. And it doesn't, maybe it's not sadness, but it's like, I don't want to let go, right? We tend to hold on to the things that bring us comfort. We tend to hold on to the things that ultimately provide us with love for ourselves, right? And that's what pot did to me. It gave me a sense of self. It gave me an understanding that I could love myself deeper. I could love my life so much more, that the experiences that I was having on a day-to-day basis were novel once again, and they were bringing me so much joy, But the challenge now has been finding a space where you can nourish that same strength, that same joy, that same love with a clear and sober mind, where you can enjoy the sun and bask in it regardless of where you find yourself mentally, whatever the mind is convincing you is the state of your life. And that's what we want to continue to nourish, Abel. I want to continue to nourish the beauty that we feel whenever we explore, whenever we walk Mercury. And we want to have that on a day-to-day basis, not just when we're engaging in substance use, And that's very important for the creative process, the creation mindset. You're able to create a lot more thoroughly with a lot more detail because of your sober mind. And again, I feel like I have to say this multiple times so that people understand. It's not because I struggle with addiction. It's not because I struggle with dependency. But it's because the demands of the life that we have constructed require efficiency, require you to be thorough. It requires you to be clear-headed, and not have anything fog it up. And recently, as recently as maybe last year, the new year this year, we knew that our journey was going to move from a place of frequent pot use to infrequent engagement. And that's okay. It took us a little longer, and we're still on that journey, right? We're not using it as often. We went from using it almost every day for the gym specifically, and then on the weekends for social interactions, to maybe using it every 3 days. But give me a moment. Over here, Merc. Okay, I'm like, be nice, Merc. Come on. She gets crazy when other dogs pass by. Come here, Merc. Over here. Okay, they're just running past. Good. We can continue the video because it's been a successful video thus far. Okay. She's fine. She's good. It's important for us to continue to cultivate the goals and the work the work towards those goals and ambitions that we have. And the sober mind is very important to that journey. It's very important because it allows us, again, to tackle the demands of our day that we have constructed in our lives. And we'll leave it at that. Abel, you continue to impress me. Or not impress, but you continue to show me that you are dedicated to the truth of this experience. Not the lie that everyone wants to project on you, or that you want to project on yourself and on the life that you're living. But you're dedicated to that truth. You're dedicated to the honesty. You're dedicated to being accountable, most importantly, especially when you understand that there are things that are no longer serving you, like weed, like the pot, and that you're willing to let it go. Sometimes letting it go is a little more difficult than you want it to be, but ultimately your dedication and the love for yourself and for the life that you are creating and for the things that you want to continue to create is greater than anything that you want to hold on to. Because release in this life, release to spirit, to the divine, to God, whatever you call that source, is the most important thing that you can do, so that you're able to understand that the love for yourself is, bitch, it is priority above everything else. Above everything else. Y con eso, I'll leave you, and I love you. I'll talk to you another time. Bye.